Alright. This is what if Naruto had a Stygian Zinogre bloodline. I actually never thought of this before by doing a bloodline. So yeah, let's get started. Within the forest of death, things are going not so well for the Jinchuriki of the Kaibi no Yoko. The lead hero Naruto Uzumaki, the son of a red habanero and the yellow flash of Konoha, after being completely thrown to a tree, then being held up by a long, slimy tongue by Orochimaru in his disguise. The next sounding would very much now find this boy interesting. A shame that he's the Kaibi Jinchuriki. He has a lot of potential, but sadly, he can't let him get in the way. As he just got the chakra within his 5 fingers, within the seal, the nine tails would be seen through the blonde's eyes, through all the rage that's being shown. The fox would know what this next time is going to do, putting his whole 5 hands, his arm behind his back. It has a guess, 2 guesses, that is going to knock the hell out of the blonde, or it's going to put the 5-pronged seal. One thing the fox has to give credit for is Orochimaru's complete strength and knowledge. But the thing is, it's one thing, it has some goals to achieve. Number 1 is to kill Orochimaru for his trying to become immortal. No one deserves to have immortality. I mean, no one. And the next thing is to burn Konoha to the ground. Because why not? That damn village trapped him inside of a Jinchuriki for almost 70 years. He's not going to go back another one. It's the fox which will send him more chakra to the blonde. At least a 1-tailed cloak. As the blonde was to struggle as the Orochimaru pressed the 5-pronged seal. This is when he would feel staggering pain as the blonde start to generate the 1-tailed cloak. Immediately, the blonde's eyes will awaken as Orochimaru will quickly put the 5-pronged seal. As it would clamp onto the seal, as this will generate enough to dampen the demonic chakra. It'll be struggle between the seal and demonic chakra, as both electricity be above them as thunderclouds start to show. The fox would continue putting more chakra into it, putting 3 tails of chakra. This is troublesome. Now, the fox had to put 5 tails, as the seal is really started dampening his chakra. As the Orochimaru would find this troublesome, as this damn rat just won't quit. As immediately, the one moment the fox gave him at least 7 tails of chakra, a bolt of lightning was struck beside him next to them. This would cause problems, so Orochimaru would wonder what's going on. The Nine Tails would use all of this power, all of this demonic chakra, leaking within the seal. As it'll be a 9-tailed cloak version, the blonde will be would try to swipe it off his head, as a lightning will strike right at them, hitting the two, the blonde mostly. As the cause of the explosion would back off. As this would cause new problems, as the seal within will be changed. As now all the Naito's demonic chakra was taken from it. As the 5-pronged seal will be placed but reversed. Instead of dampening the chakra, it will take more chakra, helping the seal but adapting the control of the Ninetales within its own, adapting the control of the fox with its chakra. So making it easy for the host to take his chakra. Now having no control of his chakra, this would piss the fox off. Seeing that it was just jinxed. As the bloodline would be changed within the explosion. As Orochimaru would see as currents as lightning, thunderbolts of lightning, anyone cackle around. Storm clouds would start to gather as the instantly glow nerve to come together to a wet red lightning bolt, striking the place once more. As striking, it will disappear in red mist. As all there will be dust and debris right there. As a glowing figure in red, a silhouette of red, having a long tail, as red, an outline of red would be shown. The beast's teeth growling as this. So when the beast would show itself, revealing it was a hound-like wolf or lion. Its body was black with mixed with white in some parts, black with large patches of white fur, then having large claws, red claws with currents of red energy flowing throughout. As there would be a long one-tailed as patches of white fur going down the tail. Orochimaru wondered what it is, as this would be a new bloodline. Is this a new bloodline? What's going on? It seems to be shocked to see Naruto is now this. As Sasuke would wonder, what the hell is that? Wait, no. Did the dope get a bloodline? Now the beast would snarl in anger as slowly making its way towards them. And immediately rushing at with currents of electricity going throughout his body is going for a swift for his long front arm as Orochimaru would quickly dodge the attack as wondering what happened to the five-pronged seal, seeing as he would wonder where the seal is, but finding it nowhere to be found. Shit. The seal must have backfired. Instead of adapting the chakra, it released the chakra instead. The boy was very much wild and crazy. Instead of under the Ninetales influence, he was under his own influence. The rage, the hatred. The hatred within the chakra would be overwhelming. Or his chakra now. But his rage against Orochimaru would be more blinding than he thought it was. Quickly rushing towards Orochimaru. So Orochimaru would jump, sending the large creature down to the forest floors as it would smash into trees on its way down. The Snake Sani would be surprised to see this creature. Now deciding to quickly make his way towards Sasuke and give him the curse mark that he needed. He appeared in front of Sasuke as grabbing the block, clapping the brunette, as immediately opening its large mouth and biting down on its neck. As a three-tone pattern would appear on its neck, Sasuke would scream out in pain as he would collapse to the ground. Orochimaru was sinking to the floor, disappearing. Sakura would be terrified, seeing that her crush and her teammate just had been taken out easily. Quickly going to Sasuke as to tend to his wounds. Very much not finding anything bad about it. Nothing too severe, but that seal that she sees on his neck, it was glowing purple. It was disgusting. And now she was terrified. But the thing that scared her the most was not the Kunoichi, but Naruto. That red chakra. What was that? As immediately she would look down towards the forest floor. She didn't, as she was someone much straight as she can, and went down to the forest floor. She didn't see the beast, but she saw where it landed. Or the last shown evidence of the beast being there would be Naruto. Shredded Naruto, and his clothes shredded. As the blonde would be unconscious. The only thing that was left actually is the black shirt that he was wearing along with his orange pants, but now they're not. Now they're shorts. And she would quickly wrap him, getting him, as going back to Sasuke to take the two to a better place to hide. Doing so. And Sakura would do this. She would tend to the two's wounds. She'd be surprised that Naruto had more wounds than Sasuke. He didn't even do anything that much. He sought the snake, yes, but after being grabbed by that man, that Kunoichi organic, after something was placed on him, he was different. As she looked down to see that some of his shirt is actually torn. As seeing the blonde's body as finding his body very fit, having a six-pack, but surprised, was Naruto this jacked before, or if she never saw this, just seeing this now? The surprising that she saw on his abdomen was a seal? What's a seal doing there? Something different about it was that's like a counteracting seal. It's weird. As this would cause, as the blonde would be sleeping through this, resting. As Sakura will be not trying to think about what to do. What could she do? Her teammates were out of commission. They haven't found a scroll yet. Haven't found a scroll yet. But the next thing that happened was, well, interesting. A stallion team came about and tried to take their scroll. Luckily, they had the scroll that they're looking for. With the help of Team Guy and Team Asuma, they were able to take them down. Was Sasuke awakening with that purple chakra surrounding him and those markings? It freaked Sakura out. Finding that her Sasuke-kun was surrounded by that power, it gave her the creeps. It was like a cold shiver going down her spine. But the blonde was still knocked out. As not long, they would all make their way towards the tower. The blonde still be out of commission. Very much Sasuke will be carrying the blonde, finding and wondering when the last one thing he remembers being bitten, but clearly remembering what happened to the blonde. That chakra, that power, where did that come from? The next thing he knew, that Naruto was being grabbed by the Kunoichi, as this type of chakra or shroud, something like that, surrounded him in 9 tails. It looked like a fox. As the Kunoichi put something on his stomach. But after that, an explosion of power and current electricity just exploded off of the blonde, and that was it. And that thing showed up. The Uchiha would wonder what was going on with the blonde, and now one manning the power that he thought that should belong to him. If it's a technique that Naruto knows that he demands to be told once he wakes up. After arriving the scrolls and finally arriving, the two would see Iruka. Iruka being surprised that this passed, but being kind of worrisome for Naruto's safety. The Chunin would just ask them what happened. And so they told him, he would tell them to take her to the medical bay immediately. So they did so. As taking him to the medical bay, they'll find nothing wrong with him. The Hokage was immediately alerted. And now, the Hokage, along with Jonins, would sit, seeing the blonde knocked out. He's still out, as they would Kachi simply say, Lord Hokage, I think we should cancel the training exams. This is when Hiruzen would turn towards Kakashi and simply say, we can't do that. We must show that Konoha is still strongest of all 5 nations. And very much if you do this, this will show a weakness. We cannot surrender. We'll continue on with the training exams. This is a show of our power and strength, and our courage into will of fire. As Hiruzen will leave the room, Kakashi looked down to the blonde as leaving along with the other Jonins. The second part of the training exams was about to begin. As the preliminary could begin, everyone would go through their matches. Just until Hinata's fight with Neji. Because there was no Naruto to encourage her, well, let's just say her fight with Neji would have been so climactic. She was more beaten and brutally beaten. As Neji was sending a palm straight towards her heart, the Jonas would interfere as a snarl would be heard. And Neji would say, why did you let me finish her off? Current language as Guy would simply say, it's not worth it. It's not youthful at all. Very much what the Proctor would say, Neji wins. As simply the Hyuga would scoff as growling, leaving the area. This was a problem. Hiruzen wouldn't say anything, because in the training exams, you are allowed to kill. There are no holdbacks. This is to show the power of the villages. If you die, you die. He would let it slide this once, but never again. As another names would show, Kiba and Izuka against Naruto Uzumaki. As Hiruzen was about to go to call the match to give it to Kiba because Naruto was knocked out. When of course would say simply, I'm here, as everyone would turn towards the blonde, seeing that he's awake. But the boy was different. They couldn't see his eyes at all. They were shadowed by his bangs. As immediately he would walk towards the bottom of the arena, as stopping in the middle, as Kiba would smile, simply saying to Akamaru, look at that, Akamaru. We got an easy win this time. We got dead last. The blonde will be quiet, as still staying silent. All right, Akamaru. This is my fight only. You're not needed. And immediately, Kiba will start to walk towards the blonde. All right, Naruto. I'll make this quick. Quick and painless. This would go on. The blonde will stay quiet as lifts up his head slowly, showing his eyes. The cerulean blue eyes had a large slit down the middle, as surprising Kiba, seeing the fairness in the eyes, as they would bleed red. As the blonde whisker marks start to become more thick and feral, as his canine as it's become a lot sharper, claws would appear on his hands, as his hair would become more feral. The blonde would snarl as immediately Hiruzen would wonder why he didn't like those chakra. As the blonde would jump towards Kiba for a right hook, Kiba would quickly dodge the attack, barely missing the attack. The blonde would go for a swipe, as it was very much shown to try to decapitate his own head. As the blonde would go for killing blows, trying to kill Kiba completely. Kiba was surprised to see that the blonde was trying to kill him. Shocking to know that they've been friends for so many years, but he's trying to kill him. But Kiba was sensitive to a smell. His smell felt different. More, instead of, Naruto always had a sense of his animalistic feet smell within his scent, but it was just dampened, dormant. But now it's full blown out and wild. People will wonder what happened to Blonde. Something must have happened before his death to make him like this. So simply jumping back from another swipe, try to cut off his arm, and people would jump back as one looking at the blonde and simply would wonder, what the hell happened to you? As crimson chakra starts to emit from the blonde's body, as it all be shocked to see that he's going to use the one-tailed cloak. Kashi was looking for Hiruzen to stop the match, as Hiruzen wanted to see Naruto's control of the Ninetales chakra, if he could control it at all. And surprisingly, the control was well. He just didn't want one tail, he wanted 4 tails. The blonde snarled, as immediately he would make his way towards Kiba on all 4s. As 5 more tails would pop in, as currents of electricity would pop around, as in a pillar of power, the blonde's features would change. As his body size would go bigger, his appearance would change. As Sakura's eyes would widen, as Sasuke is seated, as now growling at this, seeing the blonde with all this power. In the place of the blonde was this thing. As it roared, the beast was loud. People were shocked to see the blonde and change it to whatever this thing was. As it snarled, Naruto wasn't in full control. He could only see whiffs, it was like television, The blonde knew what he was doing. He knew that he was fighting the shooting exams. He knew he was fighting Kiba, but something felt off. Fighting Kiba felt more dire. As immediately he found himself jumping towards Kiba, missing a strike. The blonde wanted to take control of his actions. The animalistic features and the more animalistic instincts would take over the blonde's mind. And some people would snarl. The blonde one would rush towards Kiba once more, as the beast would be fast, very fast, as the white fur would stay on end, as curves of red electricity would go throughout their body, as went for a large swipe from the paw, dodging it again, as this time instead debris flying out. Curves of lightning chakra would flow throughout the arena. And red lightning chakra would flow. Everyone would be shocked to see this, as Kakashi would wonder, Naruto has a lightning nature? As turning around the wolf-like beast would snarl as growling. As it would jump into the air, as twisting its body and sending its large club-like tail down, sending sparks of electricity towards Kiba once more. Kiba would dodge, but being blown back by the shockwave. Kiba would hit the wall and simply say, Akamaru, food pill. As Akamaru would take the food pill, as immediately he starts to grow more feral. As Akamaru would double in size. Or Akamaru, man, beast mimicry. As immediately Akamaru would turn into Kiba. Let's do this, Akamaru. Getsuga! As the two would spin at high deadly speeds, the beast would see and snarl in anger. and immediately rushing towards the Getsuga. Kurenai was to say, "It's over." And Kakashi's eyes narrow, not because of the fight, but because of Naruto. Naruto is different. Kurenai knew that Kiba could win, even if Naruto was in this state. If the ball was in control, maybe he could win. But Kiba, with his feral nature, that's more in control, would win. He's part of the Izuku clan anyways, so. But the blonde was totally wild and out of control. As the beast would jump towards Kiba as clashing with the Getsuga, sending the beast back flying. The beast would tumble around as being on its back, as Haruji would see the seal. It was right under on the stomach of the beast. It was glowing red. And simply he would see a 5-pronged seal on top of it. Wondering who the hell could actually put a 5-pronged seal. The only one he could know who can actually do that is Minato, who's dead. Himself, who's only watching training exams. Jiraiya, who's not in the village yet. The last person he already knew that could do that was Orochimaru, which told him that he was in the training exams. Now seeing this, he had to do something about it after the match, though. As they rushed towards him, as the beast continued flailing around and smiling, as grabbing the two immediately, and the two Getsugas, as stopping it, stopping the ninjutsu, as the beast would get back on his legs, as throwing them into the wall. Immediately trying to smell the scent, knowing which one was Akamaru and which one was Kiba. It was simple. Going for Akamaru first, as taking the left, grabbing Akamaru by the back of his neck, as trying to ragdoll and throw him around in his mouth. A whimper would be heard as the jutsu canceled that stuff out, as Akamaru would start to whimper because of the pain that it was feeling. The beast started bashing Akamaru around and throwing him into the air, launching him into a wall side as he was saying, "Akamaru!" As he was about to jump towards Akamaru, but simply the beast was speeding right in front, as his red glowing eyes would snarl in anger. Kiba would see a huge disadvantage, so it was feral, yes, very feral, wild, uncontrollable, and not control of his actions. Naruto was not in control of his actions, but still had a mind to solve. And he literally just tricked Akamaru and himself into attacking him by using a bait, so he can do problem solving. That's something. So what he's supposed to do now? The beast would snarl as getting closer towards Kiba. The growl would be heard as immediately he would charge a large red current of electricity, as gathering its chakra, as the red chakra to emit from its body in a red glow that surrounds, as it would look like a shroud, as opening its mouth, as currents of electricity would start to gather around in the front of its mouth, and gathering lots of electricity. It's like to form a tiny little ball that starts to appear. The red ball currents of electricity going around it will start to grow larger. As the creature's size of a very small handball. At least size of a handball, as it's very much, it launched the attack. As the devastating with electricity when it launched towards, Kiba will immediately jump away as caught in the explosion. As current of electricity would go throughout his body, putting him into a static shock. As he would collapse onto the ground, unconscious. The beast would snarl, seeing that its attack missed, but put the boy out unconscious, but now walking towards it to finish the job. Haruji would simply say, "Boar." As Boar would appear, you know what to do. as simply bored to do hand signs, as immediately the will start to sprout throughout the body, sprout throughout the ground, as wood would appear, as large pillars of wood like dragons would appear, launch out towards the beast. One will finally grab onto the beast, as it will cry out in pain, snarling and turning towards the person who did it, as immediately to be grabbed and chained and will binded. The beast would roar out in agony, seeing as its energy was being drained. As the demonic chakra will retreat back into the seal as the beast would collapse down, as it would start to glow, as the collapse, seeing as the red glow would die down back to Naruto. The blonde was not in control again. As very much the blonde would open his eyes, as the swirling blue eyes would still be there. As looking towards around and seeing the damage that he's done. What the hell happened? What's going on? I heard my name and I'll find Kiba, and that's all I remember. Looking towards Kiba, saying, oh God. No. I did it again, didn't I? I transformed into that thing. As Haruto was supposed to be surprised that Naruto was awake that quickly. He would have been out for another couple of hours, but, or 30 minutes at least. But he awoken that quickly. As Haruto was simply look at the proctor, as simply he would say, Naruto Uzumaki wins. I had to look towards the blondes, wondering if the blonde was okay. To do that to a fellow Konoha shinobi was more sadistic than wild animal instincts. As the next match was to go on, as Kakashi would appear right next to the blonde, Kakashi-sensei, I swear, I didn't mean to. As Kakashi would say, I know. As chopping the blonde in the neck, knocking him out. As grabbing the blonde and sunching towards Hokage. Hokage-sama, I saw this on the seal. The 5-prong seal. I saw it too. Haruto would simply place his hands behind his back as the 5 elements still do, and his hands as 5 elements to release. As placing on the blonde's stomach, as it would release. As the seal disappeared. As this would cause the blonde's breath to start to be more smooth and breathing within the seal. The fox would feel the power as it would look towards the red chakra above it. It was shaped in a ball like the sun. As it would go to grab its chakra back, being unsure of itself once before. Only thing that was left of it is fur and bones. As it would go to grab its chakra once again, finding that its chakra wasn't obeying it at all. The fox would snarl, seeing that its chakra was now out of its complete reach. So, it has to take some of the blonde's chakra. Damn that brat. Taking his damn chakra, as the fox would simply close his eyes to rest. Going back to a deep sleep. As Haruto would simply say, we need to figure out what happened to Naruto ASAP.